Peace and love, everyone. My name is Sheldon, and I am on a mission to help spread peace and love amongst this world and our planet. And I'm also on a mission to help people ascend their consciousness and start thinking in different ways. The topic I want to discuss today is actually a little bit of a touchy topic, and it's all about the Great Awakening. Now, the veil is being lifted on the planet as we speak. People are starting to become more aware of the lives that they used to live was essentially a lie and not the right way to live. We were living in a matrix system controlled by very sick people, and this has been happening for thousands of years. Now, there is only a small piece of the population that are actually aware of this and that would actually go out and do their own research and collaborate and come up with their own ideas on what is actually happening behind the scenes, instead of being fed information and taking that as truth. Now, these people have been called conspiracy theorists, they've been called crazy, but now it seems like because consciousness has been shifting so much, people are becoming more aware and awake of what's really going on behind the scenes. And this is a really good thing. Now, the 2012 Mayan calendar, when everyone thought that the world was going to end, that date is actually October 31st, 2020. And don't panic, because apocalypse doesn't mean the end of the world. It just means the lifting of the veil. It means that what was hidden is now coming into light, and that is exactly what is happening right now. Everything that's happening around the world right now is all a big stage. This COVID-19, this whole plandemic, as I like to call it, a plandemic, was all staged. It was all set up in order to keep you in fear. Now, if you are in fear, that is the only way that you can be controlled. That is why when you watch the media that is owned by 6 corporations, every single media outlet in North America is owned by 6 corporations, 6 of them. It's easy to control all the media. These families control absolutely everything, whether it's Big Pharma, whether it's the Coca-Cola, the Pepsis, the Nestle's, all the GMO, the Monsantos, again, all the media outlets, the banks, these are the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the people that have been controlling everything for a long time. Now, they have an agenda, and their agenda is literally a new world order. It is to take over the world and control a small amount of the population. And they've been working on this for a very long time. However, right now, all of these things are starting to come to light. Let me explain to you what COVID-19 means. COVID-19, Certificate of Vaccination Identification, COVID, ID, C-O-V-I-D, and then 19. So 19 in the alphabet is AI, Artificial Intelligence. They are planning to vaccinate the entire world with a vaccine with a little microchip in it that's going to control your thoughts. Now, Bill Gates is behind all of this. If you go look at Bill Gates' Instagram page right now, his first post has about 400,000 comments on it, and they're deleting these posts on a daily basis. But people are starting to wake up to what's really going on here, and this is a really good thing for humanity. So like I said, the lifting of the veil is what's happening. It's not an apocalypse, it's not the end of the world, but what we believe to be happening is the cabal, the elite that have been controlling us for such a long time, are going to start to go down. They are going to start to answer for the things that they've been doing to humanity for such a long time, for controlling this matrix system. People aren't even aware that when you pay your taxes directly to these families. You don't pay your taxes to the government. The central bank prints money, lends it to the government at interest, and then the government has to pay that back. So when you pay your taxes, you are paying these taxes, 30% here in Canada, literally to these multi-trillionaire families that control absolutely everything. So again, there's only been a small amount of people that have realized this over times, and they've been trying to wake people up. What I have realized lately, and the positive side of this, is when attention goes, energy flows. I don't necessarily like talking about these things. I think it's very good to be aware of it. However, I do encourage you to do your own research and dive into the rabbit hole a little bit, but I wouldn't go too far because it is very dark, some of the things that they're doing. So I would go in and Draw your own conclusions. However, I would kind of pull out a little bit because it is very negative and you don't want that aura to kind of take over your system, right? So again, where attention goes, energy flows. And that's why I like to lead with love and light, because I feel that love, well, it's not even I feel it, I know that love is the most powerful emotion in the whole entire universe, and it trumps absolutely everything. And that's why they try to keep you in fear, because if everyone was in a love vibration, then we couldn't be controlled. So it's as simple as that. But if you're in fear, if you're constantly pumping fear into the minds, and this is what the media has been doing for Lord knows how long. Every time you watch the media, it is always negative. 100% of the time, it is a negative thing on the television. And it literally tells lies to your vision. It is a program for your mind. You are being remote controlled. And they speak to you in language. And that's what programs your mind. So you have to be very aware of what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. So I don't necessarily suggest, going full into this and researching and diving into it, because it's very dark, it's very negative. I would just suggest understanding it, pulling out, and leading with love and light, because love will conquer all. And that's what's happening right now is, the conscious tribe are getting together and they're starting to wake people up, and people are becoming more aware of who they really are. And that only happens through love. It doesn't happen through negativity. It doesn't happen through, the elite are doing this or the elite are doing that and Bill Gates is doing this. It doesn't really matter, because if you know who you are, then you are okay. If you're just out there spreading this information and you're trying to wake people up on what the cabal are doing, then you're actually giving them more energy. You're manifesting for them. Where attention goes, energy flows. So I always suggest to lead with love and light, because that is the only way that we're going to create a new world. And that's what's going to happen. That is literally what's going to happen. We are going to create a new world of love. The old world is dead. If you guys think that we're going back to the old system, it'll never happen. It's never going to happen, I promise you. They got some stuff planned and some things are going to happen, but in the light of it, we are going to create a new world of peace and love, and that is what's going to happen. The old ways are dead. So once again, if you're someone that is aware of this information, that's trying to push this information, I would hold back a little bit, because again, if you're going to put all your attention into these things, that's what you're just going to receive. You're going to start receiving a lot of negative stuff and a lot of negative things. And if I know myself, when back in the day when I knew this information for a very long time and I was trying to wake people up on it, I would receive a lot of negative things that were happening in my life, because what I was portraying was negative. What I was saying was negative, What I was getting back, the feedback I was getting back was negative. Like, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy. Why would they do that to us, right? And it's like you're the only one that sees these things. So I highly suggest that, if you know this information, that's okay. If you lead with love and light and start to wake people up to who they truly are on the inside, they're going to start to see these things naturally. They're going to start to see the lies all around them. But they'll know that we can come together, and that love is so much more powerful than anything that they're doing. So if you lead with love and light always, we'll be okay. And that's all I just wanted to say today. Peace and love always.